top of the cocktail table. He said, "Sweetheart, you're black like me. I love you. You got the hate to pimp. You a lucky nigga to get your coat pulled by me. You flap your horns and remember what I'm gonna spiel to you. There are thousands of niggas in this country who think they're pimps. The pussy weak white pimps ain't worth mentioning. Don't none of them pimp by the book. They ain't even heard about it. If they was black, they'd starve stiff. There ain't more than 6 of them who are hip to and pimp by the book. You won't find it in the square nigga or white history books. The truth is, that book was written in the skulls of proud, slick niggas freed from slavery. They wasn't lazy. They was puking sick of picking white man's cotton and kissing his nasty ass. The slave days stuck in their skulls. They went to the cities. They got hip fast. The conning bastard white man hadn't freed the niggas. The cities was like the plantations down south. Jeff and Uncle Tom still did all the white man's hard and filthy work. Those slick nigga heroes balled like crumb crushers. They saw the white man just on the plantation still ramming it into the finest black broads. The broads were stupid squares. They still freaked for free with the white man. They wasn't hip to the scratch in their hot black asses. Those first nigga pimps started hipping the dumb bitches to the gold mines between their legs. They hipped them to stick their mitts out for the white man's scratch. The first nigga pimps and short-shot gamblers was the only nigga big shots in the country. They wore fine threads and had blooded horses. Those pimps was black geniuses. They wrote that skull book on pimping. Even now, if it wasn't for the frantic army of white bitches, nigga pimps would starve to death. Greenie, the white man has been pig greedy for nigga broads ever since his first sniff of black pussy. Black whores con themselves the only reason he sniffs his way to 'em is white broads ain't got what it takes to please him. I'm hip he's got 2 other secret sick reasons. White women ain't hip to his secret reasons. The dumb white broads ain't even hip to why he locks all niggas inside tight stockades. He'd love it if the nigger broads wasn't locked in there. The white man is scared shitless. He don't want them humping bucks coming out there in the white world, rubbing their bellies against those soft white bellies. That's the real reason for keeping all the niggas locked up. To show you how sick in the head he is, he thinks black broads are dirt beneath his feet. His balls will bust if he don't sneak through that stockade. Half savage, less than human black broads. You know, Greenie, why he's gotta come to him? The silly, sick bastard is like a whore that needs and loves punishment. He's a joke with scratch in his mitt. As great as he thinks he is, he can't keep his beak and swipe out of the stink of a black ass. He wallows and stains himself. The poor freak's joy is in his suffering. The chump believes he's done something dirty to himself. He slips back into his white world. He goes on conning himself he's God, and niggas are wild, filthy animals he has to keep in the stockades. The sad thing is, he don't even know he's sick in the skull. Greenie, I'm pulling your coat from the bottom to the top. That rundown on the first nigga pimps will make you proud to be a pimp. Square-ass niggas will try to put shame inside you. Ain't one of them would suck a mule's ass to pimp. They can't, because a square ain't nothing but a pussy. He lets a square bitch pimp on him. You gotta pimp by the rules of that pimp book those noble studs wrote 100 years ago. When you look in the mirror, you gotta know that cold-hearted bastard looking at you is real.
Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Peace and blessings, dear brethren. This is the Black-Pilled Apostle, giving nothing but good news to the Blue Pill Man, going through the jungle of female nature, as well as the Red Pill Man, who has simply lost his way. Welcome to the Temple of Harmony and Solace, where stoicism, rational and logical thinking reigns supreme. I'm your illustrious host, Hebrew monk Yahja Elohim. I'm the chosen one of a chosen few. I'm not a prophet for profit, oh no. I simply view myself more so as a poor, righteous teacher, here to deliver the Black Pill Gospel. Ah yes, HYBRISTOPHILIA, the taboo love of toxic masculinity. First, I'd like to give a shout out to the Pimp God, Warren B. I have been away for a while, my brethren. I'm sorry for my absence. I have been going through spiritual awakenings, life tributes and traumas, but I am back now, ready to go ahead and get right into this topic, HYBRISTOPHILIA. Toxic masculinity seems to be the word of choice nowadays to describe the melanated black man. You see, in the beginning of this video, I had shared a clip from the book Pimp by Iceberg Slim. One of the characters in the book Pimp, Sweet Jones, was actually based upon a real pimp here in Chicago in the late 30s and 40s and 50s and beyond by the name of Baby Bill. What Baby Bill described in the beginning of the video was what happened during the Reconstruction, and let's just say possibly up until the 1940s, of how we as black men were conned. After leaving the plantation, we traveled to the north, some traveled to the west and east coast. And when we got there, we discovered that the so-called freedom that we dreamt all them days on the plantations, wondering when we was going to be free from tyranny of the so-called paleface, only to be duped to being more servitude, but as citizens. With that being said, I'm going to go straight to the whole thing where I said taboo love of the toxic masculinity. Women, not just black, across the board, want black men, but don't need black men. The way they tell it, we are only 5 things. I'd like to go ahead and borrow this from my man Black Ram 313 when he says that we are only 5 things in this country in the West. We are pit bulls, court gestures, ATMs, dildos, and sperm donors. Yeah, been that way for 400 years. Nothing positive. We just known for our masculine frame and energy, not the positives of it, only the negatives. Black women, they want a bed buck that's mentally neutered, emotionally controlled. Your typical Pookie, Ray Ray, Walmart Tavius, and Costco Tavion. These individuals only operate from carnal, low vibrational instincts of so-called breeding, passing on their seed, or we just like to call in the black community and the manosphere just getting a nut. So even though we're not on the so-called physical plantation, our remnants in our DNA say otherwise, because we're still doing bedbug behavior, not only in our community, but through the whole nation. Black women want to go ahead and say, y'all toxic, y'all do this, y'all do that, y'all number killers, y'all want to take care of your family and all that good stuff, y'all not real men. Okay. I even wholeheartedly agree, ladies, but answer this. How are these men still accessing your womb? Y'all do know that what's in between our legs actually does produce life, right? The same creativity we use to have sex can actually create life. So if we take that same philosophy, instead of trying to bust a nut and actually put it into something positive, that wouldn't be toxic now, would it? But unfortunately, we are only driven by hormones, instincts, and we are programmed with music, TV, and every other thing in between to go ahead and go through that type of phase in life only. Bedbug behavior, basically peacocking, dirty macking, and everything else in between, is toxic nonetheless. But the energy from it, that's the only thing that women care about. Like I said, they want the bedbug masculine frame, the bedbug masculine energy, but they want you to be a free thinking black man. That's why they gravitate towards criminals, because criminals display so-called masculinity that they so-called need, but you cannot live long term with just energy of masculinity. You need guidance of masculinity, testicular fortitude of masculinity, and discipline, nonetheless, of toxic masculinity. But then won't be toxic, now will it? Yeah. It's only toxic when we don't do as they say, but it's love making, it's all bees knees when we in that bedroom, when we protecting them in the streets. It's only toxic when they go against our orders, our demands, our guidance. Then we're being controlling, abusive. You don't let me be who I truly am. I thought you was going to accept me. No, friend. No, my friends. They don't want you to accept them for who they are. They want to change you into something that you're not. Why do you think that mothers always used to get their sons into fights and everything just to see if he could take it, see if he's strong enough? And if he wasn't, they'll go ahead and start round two in the house because he lost. That breeds toxic masculinity towards the female. We got real queens, don't get me wrong. I still believe in there's good women. Don't let none of my videos, anything that I say, I still believe there are good women out there. But Proverbs 31 even says that they are rare and few in between. So what we are dealing with is acculturated prostitution, like my man Dr. BOA, Pimp God, and Black Ram 313 has inspired me to go ahead and look, and Ron Wills has inspired me to go ahead and look at. And I hate to say it, the only way that black men and black women get along is through chaos in the bedroom. That's why when we are with them in the bedroom, or before we in the bedroom, they need chaotic atmosphere, because they know if they get that bedbug angry or get him a little attitude, he gonna take all his frustrations out on her in the bedroom, and which she gets both not only the reward, but she actually get control with manipulation. Yeah. You ever notice Pookie, Ray Ray, when you in the street hustling, towing your guns and all that good stuff, probably off the drugs and whatnot, and you get some John blowing you up, calling you on your phone, probably even from different numbers, and you try to ignore the chick. She's trying to get under your skin to build up some type of energy, so when the next time y'all meet, she could even argue even more, probably curse you out, don't want to talk to you, or you put her on ice a couple of days, just for y'all to reconcile, and you beat them cheeks to oblivion. She got what she wanted out of you, dummy. Even with this past election, we have a woman by Kamala Harris who has locked up black men in California for nonviolent crimes, for extending their period of time in prison. Even ones on death row being, I call it assassination, because they was innocent, and she just let it roll off her back. The same woman who was a side chick to a mayor or whatever politician he was for many moons. Even the so-called upper echelon elite dudes can be a dirty dick Rodney, and they can practice toxic masculinity. Yeah, toxic masculinity. Yeah. When we try to be strong men in this country, it's toxic. When we are docile and weak, it's supposed to be normal. You're supposed to fall in line, boy. And with toxic masculinity comes in the child support system. How y'all think they keep making new slaves? She's still who she is. She's still a concubine and a slave breeder, and here you are, bed buck, Mr. Thug, Mr. Rapper, Mr. Athlete, Mr. Trick. Here you are, still doing the same old breeding process that we had left on the plantation, that's so we thought, and here you go, tricking even more, paying for it. Oh, it ain't tricking if you got it. You got the money. Nah, nigga, you tricking. You ain't pimping. You're tricking. Just so you go ahead and either A, become a quote-unquote child support provider. Don't get me wrong, even a husband or common law husband. Stupid motherfucker. And all for a nut. Some of y'all kill brothers to get a nut. Some of y'all rob brothers to get a nut. Sell drugs to brothers and sisters and children to get a nut. And that in itself is the toxic masculinity part that I hate. Real talk. Like, ladies, y'all want these dudes, go ahead, have them. But don't come to the thinking black man, the spiritual black man, the do-right black man, when the toxic masculinity isn't fun no more. You can't get your rocks off to toxic masculinity no more. And brothers, stop trying to be the toxic male that you are seeing getting all the action, because in the end, when toxic meets toxic, it becomes poisonous. Poisonous kills. Not only the mind, not only the body, but as well as the soul. I didn't want to go ahead and be too long on this. I just got back, but I might make this into a part 2 or part 3 series. And just to give it more insight, being masculine is not toxic, gentlemen. It's your birthright. You are a black man, you're supposed to be masculine. This has been the Black-Pilled Apostle, giving number good news to the blue pill man going through the jungle of female nature, as well as the red pill man who has simply lost his way. Thank you for visiting the Temple of Harmony and Solace. where stoicism, rational and logical thinking reign supreme. I have been your illustrious host, Hebrew monk.
Yahja Elohim, I'm the chosen one of a chosen few. I am not a prophet for profit. Oh no, I simply view myself more so as a poor, righteous teacher, delivering another black pill gospel. As you do an about face out of the temple door, remember, quote the apostle, nevermore.